Hello, my name is Chef Tina, or Chef T as some people like to call me, and today we're going to be making chicken noodle soup. Everybody's sick, everyone at work is sick, everyone at home is sick, and nothing is more comforting than chicken noodle soup. However, sometimes when you buy it at the store, it just isn't what you really want. So I'm going to show you the simplest way to make chicken noodle soup at home. Enjoy. So today the ingredients that we'll be using for chicken noodle soup are 1 onion diced, 1 stalk of celery also diced, 1 carrot, 1 large carrot diced. I also have a video on how to dice. It's just a very simple video. Now if dicing is too much for you, you can actually put all of these vegetables in whole. So wash your stalk of celery, wash your carrot, and peel your carrot. And then also you want to wash and peel your onion. You can just slice it in half and put it all in the pot. I've got some whole wheat spaghetti that I've already cooked, so I don't like to cook my pasta in with the soup because I only like a certain amount of pasta, and I don't like the pasta to be mushy. So you can definitely cook your pasta separately to the exact texture that you like. Take it out and add it to your soup as needed. We've got some chicken legs today. We also have a jalapeno, and this jalapeno, all I did was slice a hole right through the middle. You can't even see it, but there's a slice there. That's so you can get some heat. Of course, the jalapeno is optional, but for this soup, to kick the butt of your cold, you need some hot stuff. Got 2 bay leaves. The thing about dried bay leaves is that it's much easier if you put an even or an odd number in whatever it is you're going to make, so you won't forget it, because you do not want to eat the bay leaf. I've got 4 cups of water. I've got some salt. I always use kosher salt because, as you can see, the crystals are huge, so it's much easier to tell how much salt you're going to use. And I've got pepper and a pepper grinder. This is going to be the easiest, most basic chicken soup. I'm not even using any oil in my pan. I'm just literally going to put everything in a pan together, put some water on it, and let it cook. You can definitely get more in depth. You can brown your chicken. You can roast your chicken. You can use chicken stock. There are so many ways for you to make this more than the most simplest chicken soup. But for all of you out there who are frightened of cooking, this recipe is for you. So we're just putting the chicken in a pan. If you can hear that sizzle, that just means that the pan is hot. So we're dumping that in. We're going to put our hot pepper in. We're going to put our 2 bay leaves in. I do have plastic wrap on this plate because I hate chicken juice. You see that? Salmonella waiting to happen. So I just like to put my chicken, my raw chicken, on a piece of plastic, so that way it's just less chicken juice all around for everybody. So I'm going to put that to the side. And then also the tongs. And so I'm just going to dump all my vegetables in. And I do want to give that a little bit of a stir. Add your water. You may end up needing to add more water later because it will begin to evaporate. I would just add a cup at a time, and this is on high. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. That was a big pinch. I like to start off with at least 1 pinch of salt. And because I use a pepper grinder, I usually count the number of grinds. I usually do 10 if I'm making a big pot of anything. And of course I didn't count that time because I'm on camera. But what you want to do to this, you just want to bring this up to a boil. And I'll show you what a boil is. And then you want to turn it down to a simmer. And you want to let this cook for about 30 minutes or until your chicken is done. So now this is boiling. You see that? You see how rapidly those bubbles are coming up to the surface? When your soup starts to do this, you want to turn it down to about medium low. And the reason why you do that is because you don't want all of your water to evaporate too soon. You want your chicken to be able to cook, but not too slowly. Now all of this white stuff at the top, you want to skim that off because it's fat. And it actually keeps your soup from being too fatty or oily. So you want to skim that off. So now that you have skimmed as much fat as you can off of that soup, you want to let it simmer. Can you see how the bubbles are slowly coming to the surface? And I've actually got it on my stove about medium. Every stove is a little bit different as far as how hot it will be. My stove doesn't run very hot. So your stove could do this at about medium low. You just want to watch it and see what it does for a few minutes. Now if you are somebody who, let's say you are so sick that you could care less about skimming off the scum, it's fine. You can do it at the end. But it's much better to do it as soon as you see scum rising, because the longer you let that sit in there, it can kind of leave fat in your soup. But if you don't plan on eating your soup until, let's say, tomorrow, if you don't skim, once you put it in the refrigerator, all of that fat will be at the very top of your soup, and you can just scrape it off, because your soup is going to turn into like a little jelly. That's going to be the texture because of all this good flavoring from these chicken bones. I added an extra 1.5 cups of water. You want to make sure that all of your chicken is under water. And after I put that 4 cups of water in, I noticed I still had some chicken kind of peeking out the top. So I did add an extra 1.5 cups. So that's a total of 5.5 cups of water. You can do 6, but you definitely want to adjust your amount of water based upon what kind of chicken you're using. If I were using chicken thighs, that 4 cups would have been enough because the pieces are flat. You do want to take out the bay leaves, and I put 2 in. So I'm taking 2 out. And you definitely can, double this if you want to make even more soup. Just double the recipe. Just a pinch of salt. This is a small pinch though. Maybe 2. And I love pepper pretty much in everything. So I'm going to add some more pepper. I have already put my pasta in my bowl. And so we're just going to fill it. And that jalapeno pepper adds just a nice bit of bite. It's not hot. My friends have told me that I literally have no heat threshold when I'm eating hot food. But I love hot and spicy food. But it's not spicy. So, homemade chicken noodle soup. I appreciate you joining me. If you have any questions, I do have a webpage at tinamiller1.com. I also have a Facebook page, Healthy Tips with Tina. And I will have the information at the bottom of the screen. But please enjoy the soup.